Hello, 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 everyone. My name is Valarie Harris, and this is your Stepping Up and Stepping Out series that airs every Tuesday at 7 o'clock p.m. And guess what, guys? This series has been designed just for you, just to inspire you, to encourage you, and to empower its listeners to step up and step out of your comfort zone. This week, I have an invited guest to share with us, and her name is Dana Wilson. And just to give you a little bit of information about Dana, let me add her to her slide. Dana is a certified trichologist, sister lock trainer, and coach. And she believes in the holistic practice of trichology. She's a veteran, and the most important thing about her life is that she's a mother of an amazing son on the autism spectrum. So today I just want to give you a little bit of information about Dana before she comes out. She specializes in supporting people who may have suffered from hair loss, scalp disorders, and sister locks. She's a consultant who builds, she loves building her business to hone in on the skills that she needs in order to help other people. She operates through offering trichology and sister lock coaching classes and services. And her motto is, and I love this motto, every strand counts. Coach Dana has experience in home-based, salon, mobile service settings, and she has been able to incorporate her sister lock business however needed in her busy life, taking care of her darling son. And so today I want to bring up to you and introduce to you again, Dana Wilson.
Thank you.
Hello, Dana.
Hey, thank you, Miss Valarie. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, it's a pleasure having you on the show today. And today we're going to be talking about being laser focused, which is something that I have to work on each and every day. So we're just going to just relax and have a little fun and talk about the how to be laser focused, and that is a practice that something that you have to practice at all the time. And so I'm going to ask you a couple of things to see how you do as far as being laser focused with your business, your family, and all the other things that you're responsible for doing. So as a business owner, Dana, have you ever struggled with staying focused?
All the time. All the time. Absolutely. I have trouble with that. But I put things in place to help me by getting a coach. That's one thing that helps me. Mm-hmm. Having accountability partners helps me a lot. And then of course, prayer helps.
Yes. And I start my day off like that because I'm like, Lord, I need you to direct my steps today, my path, and show me what I need to do, how to do it. So you're right. That prayer is very essential when you're talking about being laser focused. Mm-hmm. So what obstacles were you able to overcome to stay more focused?
So like I say, I have a coach, right? So the coach helps me be accountable for what I say my dreams are. So of course you're sharing with a coach what your dreams and aspirations are. But on my own, I could retreat back from pursuing those goals and dreams, and my coach could keep me in alignment with what I say I want for my life. And so having a coach really, really helps me get over those obstacles. But what it really does is it hinders me. If I'm not laser focused, it hinders me from moving forward. So in regards to my business, I may have a project that I wanted to do, but if I'm all over the place, it won't get done. So my business stays stagnant. And so I identified that early on, and that's why I get coaches and things like that.
Yeah, definitely. Look, I'm right there with you because we need help in order to hone in and be more strategic about the things that we have to do. And it's a learned behavior. You can learn how to be laser focused.
Mm-hmm. But I think for me, one of my fears is not at least pursuing my dreams,
Mm-hmm.
Attempting my dreams. So really the idea that not being focused has, or the impact, is that I feel bad that I didn't pursue what I said I was going to do.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So when you think about being laser focused, what is one of the first things that come to your mind daily?
Mm-hmm. Daily is prayer. So I don't hit, my feet don't hit the floor before I pray. And specifically the serenity prayer.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
specifically serenity prayer. I pray every day before I hit that floor and ask the Lord to guide my steps. And then I have my little one that I look at every day that reminds me that I have to be laser focused.
Yes.
Right? I have to be laser focused with him, and then obviously that means that I have to be laser focused to follow through.
Absolutely, because you the thing of it is, you got to put him first.
Right.
You have to put him first and make sure all of his needs are being met. So
Right.
that's definitely a go there.
Yeah.
Yes, because that's a big responsibility, being a parent and having to make sure that everything at home is correct before we even do anything business wise, other, business especially, or ministry, or whatever the situation may be. We have to make sure home is straight first.
That's right.
Yeah, yeah,
right.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Would you give our audience at least one thing you have had to do to keep track of things that you are responsible for doing during the day, week, or month? What is something that you put in place that kind of help you do that?
I use a program called Asana.
Let's talk about that.
I use a program because listen, I can't even depend on my mind no more to remember all the things that I'm responsible for and all the dreams that I have. I cannot depend on my mind alone. So I have to have something in place. I use something called Asana. It's a program that allows you to organize your projects, your to-do lists. It has due dates on there. You set due dates. So I have a project called Dana. I got a project called Landon, my son. I got a project called my business, is my house, my car. Each thing in my life that's important to me it has a project name, and I have a to-do list under those different things. And when I wake up in the middle of the night and think about something, I'm putting it in. I'm putting it in that program.
Because the thing of it is, Asana, you can carry it with you wherever you go.
That's right. Right. So I can do it on the computer. I can have it on my phone. So anytime I think about something, I'm typing it in there because I cannot depend on my mind to remember all this stuff.
Well, let me ask you a question. Was that a very hard thing to decide to do when you decided to get that program?
Well, it was hard initially to sit down and focus and set it up. But once I set it up, my life depends on it at this point. But I had someone else introduce it to me because I had a bunch of notes, right? A bunch of different to-do lists all over the place. And so if I didn't have a list, I didn't remember where is the list. I have a lot of lists. So when I was introduced to it and I seen you could put everything in one spot, it was a no-brainer for me.
Wow. That sounds interesting. Look, I'm gonna have to invest and go out there and look at Asana because I use a couple of things, but that sounds like that's more organized. So, like I said, it's a whole lot of stuff out there, but fine-tuning what will work is the thing that we need in order to keep all the things that we have to do, because we can't remember all that stuff.
No, I don't even depend on my mind for it anymore. And at Asana, you can look at your month view, your yearly view, and daily. And in fact, it sends you an email notification of what you're supposed to do today based off your due date. So,
and look, I need that. I need that. Look, that is what helping you to be what? Laser focused.
That's right.
Because you're having reminders and with those calendars to make sure you don't overbook yourself or overextend yourself, or say there's something that you want to do and you really can't do it because you already have that space already blocked up to do A, B, C, or D.
Right. So I pray in the morning and I look at my Asana.
All right. All right. And look, tell us a little bit about your business, what you do as a business owner.
So I am a certified trichologist. So basically, I help people who may suffer from hair loss or scalp disorders, and I am also a Sister Lock trainer and coach. A Sister Locks is a natural hair management system that I've been wearing for over 22 years now. And so I really enjoy mentoring other consultants so that they can hone their skills and build the business of their dreams as well. So I really enjoy it. I got into the trichology field because I started seeing hair loss for myself. And over the years I had seen it in my clientele as well. And I didn't know what to do about it. I knew to, make sure they had a very good regimen in regards to shampooing, maintenance, and things of that nature. And I couldn't figure out what was going on. And then I started experiencing hair loss myself, so I really just kind of deep dived into, what is the cause of all of this.
And I just want to thank you myself. When I met you, it was because I was experiencing the hair loss and had, found out that I had alopecia. So you have been a great resource for me with my hair. And people don't realize the importance of taking care of our health, which affects our hair, the medicines that we take, whether we exercise, whether we drink enough water. All of that has a lot to do with the maintenance of our hair and taking care of it. And it really, helped me. You helped me to learn a lot about the maintenance of, taking care and making sure I did the regimens and taking the vitamins, because we need vitamins. As women, we lose a lot of things in our system. So we need to be able to with the right vitamins so that our hair can stay healthy, that our body inside can stay healthy, because people don't realize the inflammation has a lot to do with the things that go on in our bodies.
Yeah, absolutely. Because a lot of people think that it's external. I can get that shampoo or I can get that oil and put on my scalp, and that's going to make the difference. It is the internal work that really makes a huge impact on your hair growth or hair loss.
So what kind of advice would you give or tip that you would give that's important that you think we as women need to start thinking about when we're dealing with our hair?
I would say focus on your scalp. The scalp is the breeding ground for hair. So we need to take care of our scalp and not so worry about what's hanging out here, but what's going on up here, right? So the same way that although we shampoo or we cleanse our face every day, right?
Right.
But every now and then we do a facial so that we can clean out those pores real good. That's the same thing that we need to do for our scalp. Yes, you might get some of the, debris off the scalp because you're shampooing your hair, but the focus is here. But our focus should be really here, right? That would be one tip. The second tip is really deep dive into your internal health. Are you drinking enough water? Are you vitamin or mineral deficient? What the side effects to your medications? How is your blood flow, going? Are you exercising? All of that stuff internally impacts what's happening with our scalp.
Because I realized that I was using too much oil on my scalp, and our scalp doesn't require that much oil. And I learned that even from the foods that we eat, that puts a lot of oil in our scalp. And so a lot of times we're using things that we're smothering the roots and the particles and things that's going on in our scalp from that. Talk about that a little bit.
I do want to say something. Absolutely. You want to clear those pores, or you clear the follicle, because what's happening if we put an oil on it, and back in the day, that's what we used to do, right?
Yes. Grease it down, girl. Grease it down.
That was the worst thing to do, actually. Okay. Because like you clogging the follicle. The hair is trying to grow and they got to squeeze out because you didn't clog that follicle. The actual the strand miniaturized because it's trying to squeeze out of something. The other thing I think people need to know is that each follicle on our head is connected to a blood source. And so if for whatever reason your body is using, for example, for myself, I had fibroids.
Mm-hmm.
So we know fibroids get bigger and bigger because it's being fed by blood.
Yeah.
If my blood was going to the fibroids, it may not work its way up to the scalp. And so I was feeding something else and my follicles wasn't getting fed. Therefore, I was losing density on my head. That was one factor. It was many factors, but that was one. So you want to make sure internally that everything is working well. Get you a physical. And not just take the doctor's answer of everything looks fine, your levels look okay. You want to deep dive into that thing.
Yeah, because a lot of times doctors now want to tell us as older women we don't need to get it checked as much. And I differ that. I don't believe in that. I still believe we need to really get checked, like you said,
Right.
and to make sure if they don't not giving us the right information, that we go and check out somebody else.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, talk to another doctor, because we need to get those physicals. We need to get our annuals and know what our blood is looking like on a regular basis, especially if we're taking all types of different medications, because those medications might be healing one thing but messing up something else.
You have to pay attention to those side effects. Because when you're taking them drugs, they have side effects. And then what happens is that ailments show up or that symptoms show up. Then you taking another pill for the side effect of that. So it's a never ending battle.
And see, with my hair, of course, I was taking cholesterol medicine. Plus, at one point, I dealt with diabetes. I was taking that medicine. So all of that medicine, that's when I started beginning to see some of the hair loss. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, once I got off the diabetes medicine, I still had to take a very low dose of cholesterol, which we know that has an effect on women's hair.
Mm-hmm. And praise God that you got off of those diabetes medication, because that's a huge challenge for people. A lot of times when you're on it.
Yes. And I thank God. So I try to be very careful about drinking the water and trying my best to eat as well as I can. And I still that's a work in progress. That could be a whole series by itself, where I could just lay right on out and just have, we could have a real party on that, laser focus when it comes to our food and the type of foods that we eat that harm our bodies.
Absolutely.
And when it's harming our body, it's still having an effect on our hair follicles.
And it's just for some people that our body, the hair follicle is like the sacrificial lamb to what's going on in the body. For some other people, they may not see it externally with their hair, but things are brewing inside.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the way as expensive as food is now, we need to be very select about the types of food that we're eating.
Absolutely. We might need to grow some.
Now, that sounds good, because the natural fire follicles in our hair, we need to start growing some food.
That's right.
That we'll know that we know what we're eating.
That's right.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. So what advice would you like to leave us with to start practicing, other than some of the other things you said, as far as our hair and being laser focused and just all around being able to get things done in a timely manner? I know that when we have projects and when we do our to-do list, we have to make sure that we prioritize and make sure that we do the most important things first, or either break up a big thing into parts so that we can see the progress in all the things that we have to do. And we might not get everything done, but at least see some of the progress of being laser focused. So what advice would you leave us with today?
I would say the first thing you have to do is your mindset shift, that you are the focus, right? You are the focus, that you got to get it. It takes you to really understand that you are the focus, and you got to take care of yourself, and nobody's going to take care of you like you, right? So that you gotta have a plan. It has to be written down. It cannot all stay up here. Okay, because we get bogged down with all these ideas and dreams and such, and it start getting jumbled up. You don't even know where to start.
You
So
don't know where to start.
you don't know where to start because you got so many ideas. By the time you start working over here, another idea come up. So you have to write this stuff down. It has to be tracked in some kind of form or fashion, rather that's some kind of program or you actually write in a list and you checking it off as you go. That is done, right?
Yes.
What I mean by making yourself the focus, I noticed for my son, I mean, obviously he's priority to me, right?
Right.
To stay on point for what he needs, his medication, when it's time for him to eat. I mean, I could do that in my sleep, but why can't I do that for myself? Right. So I had to start putting myself in focus, right?
Right.
And putting those things, those programs in place, having accountability partners, right? So when
Yes.
you're feeling low or you getting jumbled up or confused and all that, you have somebody say, hey, remember you said you was going to do this. Right?
You're right. You're right.
We
Look, let me tell you something. You are right. An accountability partner is very, very essential. Yes.
right.
Yes.
I mean, whether it's a friend or you getting a coach, whatever it takes is the
Do
answer.
it.
Whatever it takes, write it down. I even actually I have on my phone, you know, where you can record yourself.
Right.
If I'll say, Dana, don't forget to pick up the such and such from the store, or don't forget to call.
And look, let me tell you something. They have another app that you can get that's a reminder, and that's another. We'll talk about that later. But there are so many things out there that you can get to help you to be the reminder or the accountability coach, coaching, or just another person, a friend, accountability to help you stay focused on the things that you need to do.
Whatever it takes, Miss Val.
Whatever it takes.
A list, a program, accountability partner, a coach, posted on the mirror,
on the refrigerator. And another thing with that laser focus when we're talking about our health, our hair, and what we do, we have to get plenty of rest.
Yes.
A lot of times we can't be laser focused because we don't get enough rest. And that was an area of weakness for me.
Yeah.
Where I was staying up all times of night working on stuff and then got confused. I didn't know what I had finished and what I needed to be doing. But I had to settle myself down and go to bed at a certain time to get the rest so that I'm refreshed, that I'm rejuvenated. And I'm, when I get up, I'm excited about what God is going to do that day, through me to use me to help somebody else. So you got to get enough rest. And that's what we fail as people, not getting enough rest.
Mm-hmm.
And that helps with us being laser focused.
Being clear about your purpose too.
Yeah.
Like, that'll help you get laser focused. That's part of what I was saying about having a coach, accountability partners, because once you have that purpose or your vision, right, you can be laser focused on that. But if you're all over the place, you don't know what you're doing, you can't be laser focused because you have nothing to be focused on.
Absolutely. Well, I just want to thank you for coming out here today and speaking with us and talking about the new series for the month of December about being laser focused, because that's what I'm going to be talking about. Just looking at everybody's different perspective, to help the viewers to know that there is something more that they can do. Because you have to put it in practice. You have to start practicing those things. Because if you don't put something in place, you'll be all over the place. You'll be discombobulated. You'll have a piece here and a piece there. Won't know where nothing is. So it's all about getting organized and just managing your time. All of that stuff goes together.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Ms. Val, for even having a platform such as this that we can share that information with other people. So thank you so much for having me.
Yes, I appreciate you coming. So I'm going to put you in the back room for a minute, but I'll be right back there with you. We're going to close. But thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, that was our guest for today, and I hope you enjoyed our talk on being laser focused, because it takes practice to be laser focused. And Talk Time Val don't try to keep you out here long. But I just want to encourage you, if you need help, there are people that can help you in different areas to be laser focused and to do some of the things that you need to do in order to get things done during the day. We just have to put those things in place. And so, it was good being out here with you. And like I tell you all the time, you can reach out to me for a consultation on my website, www.talktimeval.com. If you want to talk to me further after any of my shows, or you can go to YouTube. And guys, I ask you all every time, go and subscribe to that YouTube channel, or you can reach out to me on LinkedIn or Instagram. And it was great being out here talking to you just for a few minutes today. But guess what? Talk Time Val is about to sign out, and I will be talking to you a little bit later.